Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Hello there, welcome to our channel. We have something interesting to show you. In the Endgame, Avengers once again saved the planet with the mighty Iron Man snap, dusting Thanos, who was one of the most powerful and complex villains they have ever faced.
And I am Iron Man.
But was this actually a happily ever after? Did the human race really deserve a second chance? Was Thanos really wrong after all? The story isn't a simple tale of good versus evil, but can be seen as a battle of ideologies. The bad guy explains why he did what he did. So, although you may disagree with him, the motivations behind his actions were not as evil as it seems. All his actions are backed by solid reasons, which are difficult to object to.
Little one, it's a simple calculus. This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist.
So, what will happen if it is left unchecked? For mankind, the problems include starvation and access to clean and fresh drinking water and even pandemics. For the planet, this means pollution, climate change, and the collapse of biodiversity. Thanos explains that his home planet, Titan, faced a similar problem leading to a catastrophe, which is why he felt compelled to save the cosmos from the same fate. Thanos thinks overpopulation will lead to natural disasters, destructions, and mass extinction event. This concern, raised by the great Titan, resonates and reflects the problems that our Earth faces today. Thomas Malthus, an 18th century British philosopher, explains something similar, which is later came to known as the Malthusian theory. It states that food production will not be able to keep up with the growth in human population, resulting in diseases, famines, wars, and calamities.
I know a thing or two about extinction. And let me tell you, and you'd kind of think this would be obvious, going extinct is a bad thing. And driving yourselves extinct? In 70 million years, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. At least we had an asteroid. What's your excuse?
The concept of overpopulation is based on the assumption that our planet has a natural carrying capacity, a minimum number of people that it can sustain. Thanos mentioned that the world has finite resources. Within a given habitat, any point in time, resources like food and water are limited. This makes people selfish and greedy. Population explosion is not the sole contributor to all the problems that our planet faces today. Humans are digging their own graves. If timely intervention with immediate action is not taken, a mass extinction awaits us. Thanos was considerate enough to keep half the race alive, but the consequences of our own selfishness and greed won't show this compassion. The human race will cease to exist, and no Avenger could be able to save us this time.
Thanos thinks the solution is simply to wipe out half the population. This fictional scenario is obviously wrong from a moral perspective, but are we heading for a graver future? The underlying cause for all environmental, climatic, and poverty crises is humans. Our greed and selfishness are destroying the planet. The repercussions that we are facing today are a result of our selfish actions, which we are still continuing. At this pace, we are on the path to a more catastrophic future. We should understand the fact that the universe is more than just humans, and it does not revolve around us. Everything in this world has its own intrinsic values and are not for the benefits of us alone. Because of our selfishness and greed, increasing the resources will not be a long-term solution. The more we have, the more we seek. The Industrial Revolution is an excellent example for this. If we don't abandon this atrocious conception that we need too many things to exist, the Earth awaits a similar destiny as proclaimed by Thanos. So, the crisis is inevitable if we don't start making changes.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.